Once upon a time, on a bright sunny morning, a mother goat and her young kids ventured out to graze in the wide open meadows. The mother goat cared deeply for her little ones, especially her youngest, who was full of curiosity and loved to wander off to explore. Before they left the safety of their barn, the mother goat gathered her kids close and gave them a serious warning. "Listen carefully, my children," she began, her voice gentle but firm. "The world outside is full of wonder, but there are dangers too. Please stay close to me and don't wander off. The forest is no place for little goats to be alone." The kids nodded, but the youngest one was barely listening. His eyes sparkled as he imagined all the exciting things waiting for him out there in the world. The thought of bright flowers, buzzing bees, and fluttering butterflies made him forget his mother's warning almost immediately. As they grazed in the meadows, the young kid saw a beautiful butterfly with shimmering wings. The butterfly floated just out of his reach, moving gracefully towards the forest. Enchanted, the kid followed, step by step, deeper into the trees, until he suddenly looked around and realized he couldn't see his mother or his siblings. The forest was quiet except for the rustling of leaves and distant sounds he couldn't recognize. A chill ran down his spine. Just then a dark shape emerged from behind a tree. A wolf, tall and sly, stepped into view with a grin that showed his sharp teeth. "Well, well, what do we have here?" he asked, pretending to be friendly. "A little goat all alone? You must be lost, my dear." The kid's heart pounded. He remembered his mother's warning and knew this was a dangerous situation. "Yes, sir," he replied, keeping his voice steady. "I am lost. Could you help me find my way back?" The wolf's grin widened. He thought he had found an easy meal. "Of course, little one," he replied, his voice smooth as honey. "Just follow me, and I'll take you exactly where you need to go." The kid started walking beside the wolf, but his sharp little mind quickly sensed that something was wrong. He remembered hearing stories about the tricks that had helped other animals escape dangerous situations. He took a deep breath and came up with an idea. "Oh, Mr. Wolf," the kid said, stopping in his tracks, "my mother always tells me that every goat should carry a bell. I left mine back on the path and I would feel much safer with it. Would you mind if I go fetch it quickly?" The wolf, eager to get his meal over with, tried to keep the kid with him. "There's no need for a bell, dear kid," he replied, trying to sound reassuring. "You'll be fine with me." But the kid was persistent. "Please, Mr. Wolf, I'll be so quick. My mother will worry if she finds out I left my bell behind." He put on his best pleading look, hoping the wolf would fall for it. Reluctantly, the wolf sighed and said, "Fine, but hurry back." Seizing the chance, the kid took off, darting through the trees, not looking back even once. He raced up the path until he heard a familiar sound, his mother calling his name in the distance. With a final burst of energy, the kid ran straight into the clearing where his mother and siblings were waiting, their faces filled with relief. He hugged his mother tightly, grateful to be back in the safety of the herd. From that day on, the young kid never strayed away from his family again. He learned that his mother's warnings were not just to keep him from having fun, but to keep him safe from the dangers he didn't yet understand.